Passengers aboard the hantavirus-hit cruise ship anchored off Tenerife, one of Spain's Canary Islands, and were evacuated on Sunday, hours after arriving there and undergoing disinfection. The evacuation followed the disembarkation of the passengers and comes after the death of 3 from the ship, with others having fallen sick with the rare disease which usually spreads among rodents. According to the Spanish government, some 14 of its nationals on board the ship were the first to be transferred to Madrid, where they will face a mandatory quarantine. Other evacuations soon followed, with those flown out by the French, the Netherlands, Canada, and others. The last evacuation flight is expected to leave for Australia on Monday. According to the WHO and the EU Health Agency, all passengers on board are classified as, quote, high-risk contacts, but the risk to the general public and the people of the Canaries remained low. Meanwhile, in Italy, authorities say at least 4 people are under quarantine in the country after briefly boarding a flight with one of the victims.
Vladimir Putin said on Saturday that the war with Ukraine is winding down, and that he would be willing to meet with President Zelensky if talks were aimed at finalizing a long-term peace deal. Speaking at Russia's annual victory parade, Putin also said he would be willing to negotiate new security arrangements for Europe, but slammed Western support for Kiev.
Противостояние с Россией, которое продолжается до сих пор. Я думаю, что дело идет к завершению, но все-таки это серьезная вещь.
This year's Victory Day parade was notably scaled down due to the conflict and took place after US President Donald Trump announced a 3-day ceasefire between both sides. Moscow and Kiev have already traded accusations of violations, with Ukraine reporting nearly 150 Russian strikes on Saturday.
The European Commission is about to finalize defense loan agreements with Poland and Lithuania. The loans form part of the EU's SAFE program to strengthen the continent's defense capabilities. Poland is set to receive the largest share, worth 43 billion euros, while Lithuania will receive 6 billion euros. European Commissioner for Defense, Andrius Kubilius, told Euronews program Europe Today that member states should act swiftly on their defense spending.
To ramp up, to produce more fast, to shift maybe from what industries are calling themselves haute couture production, very expensive, very technological advanced, but very expensive and slow to be produced, to more of good enough production. And we need to see very clearly what is our strategic challenge. Still, Russia is outproducing us, and quite heavily. So that is what worries us.
Kubilius said the defense industry is increasing production, but warned concerns remain among governments that manufacturers are still not scaling up quickly enough to meet urgent demand. NATO Secretary General has previously warned that Russia produced as much ammunition in 3 months as the alliance's 32 member states manufacture in a year.
For many fans here in Qatar, nights like this offer a sense that life is slowly beginning to settle again. The Emir Cup final brought thousands together for one of the biggest occasions in the country's football calendar.
Alhamdulillah, life became normal than before and easy to go everywhere in Doha. Everything is safe.
For a lot of people here tonight, it's not even just about the football. It's really about having nights like this again. Fans back together, packed stands, and an atmosphere a lot of people here say they've missed.
Well, this is something really good to have everything back in the same order. If you go back to the league itself, you can see that the fans, they were attending the league matches, even the knockout stage of the Emir Cup. Today is one of the biggest, the cherry on the cake.
Inside the stadium, fans kept the noise going throughout the night. And after the final whistle, many stayed behind celebrating as Al Gharafa lifted the Emir Cup. Mohammed Alashi, Euronews, Doha.